Okay, tested. We're good. Well, we're not quite good. It's time to crack the first one. Oh, yeah. There it is. Very nice. That smells like watermelon. Did I guess it right? I did. Oh, that's the problem. Yeah, not proud of that. That's okay. All right, let's launch this here. Cool. I think we're good already. Let's see. Shoot. Almost good. I need 1 second. Sorry. Uh, all right. Now we're good. Think? Nope. Yep. Dude, what is going on? My app has crashed. I think it worked. Jeez. Dude, After Hour. Do they not have developers anymore? Do they fix bugs? I wonder. I'm sorry. I don't even have chat open. Jeez. I'm a mess. Okay. Now we're good. Now we're professional again. All right, welcome. Welcome. In just a second. Here we go. All right, cool. Awesome. What a week. What a week. I need to remind myself of something real quick. Do I want this? Probably not. Don't want that open. What do I want open? Can I just open regular Notepad? It's fine. We don't need it. Got it. Okay, cool. I've got it together, I swear. Okay. What a week. What a week. Welcome. It is Friday, May 8th, and it was a great week because stocks went up. Generally, that's all it takes these days. And I'm not sure if we have peace in the Middle East. I don't think we do. But again, stocks went up. Holy cow, dude. Look at SPY. I'm on the weekly. Well, I mean, honestly, that's a pretty good week. That was a pretty good week. Look at that. Overall, lots of up. I like up. Let's go back. Look at the weekly here. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah. I mean, people panicked here. Obviously, this was Liberation Day, right? And then people panicked here, and this was nothing but actually a repeat of Liberation Day, going into it anyway. And look where we went. Man, I wonder how many people bought calls at 600 or 630, 640. Could you have gotten, what was the low? 629.28. Somebody must have bought calls for 630 at the money. And they would be up $100 on those. Minimum. Well, assuming it was more than a couple of months out. Like if there were leaps especially, someone was getting paid. That's pretty insane, really. Look at that. We can do the old shift click. And, it's only 16%, 17%, but like the absolute value is so high. So when you have the options, when you buy them, obviously every dollar it goes up is times 100. So like the absolute value there is worth a lot. It's pretty nuts. It's very cool. And we're still in extended hours. Archer's up. Why is Archer up? Did we have earnings? No, it's Monday, right? I think it's Monday or Tuesday. We could bring that up later too. And then NBIZ is up slightly. They have earnings coming up next week. SoFi's up slightly with Hood. Not really that much. And then everything else pretty meaningless. Is anything down bigly? Iron, okay. They've had a day for sure. Did anyone follow that last night? See them up like 30% for a minute before they dropped to like minus 10%? They were all over the place. If you look at the, what is it, the 2 hour maybe? Look at that spike. Spike up to 72, 73, 73.10. And then, what, down to 58 at one point, which was red for the day. Because we closed, what did we close today at? It would have been, I guess we weren't red for the day. We were still up for the day, but I mean, that was a wild swing. It actually, I didn't notice it. It actually is kind of like a tight wedge forming here too. Look at that. Look at that. Where do we end up here? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I don't have any iron anymore, which is like somewhat sad. It would have been nice if we could all see the future and knew to sell here when it was in the 70s before their call. And then their call, I guess, I think is what caused everything to drop. Should have wore the leather jacket. I told them. They didn't believe me. But yeah, ended up basically finished the cup off though. So that's kind of cool. And you know what? Like, highly likely from here, we get some handle action for a couple of weeks maybe. Maybe something like that. I think that's totally normal. But you know what happens after that? The God Arrow, as always. And that would actually be, what would it be? So we bottomed out at 31. What is this line? Let's delete this. Bottomed out at 31 and we top off at 62. So 31, so 93 is the target actually. If this were to come to fruition. I mean, that's pretty wild, I think. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That could happen. That could happen for sure. The breakout line would be something like this at 62 and change. Man, I don't know. Could be. Rocket Lab's doing that right now. That was the big winner today. 34% day. That's insane. Insane. But look at that. That is a cup and handle. Now, it is kind of likely that we do this first. And I've showed this before, right? We do this, and then I need to add the regular arrow. Let's do this. Can I move this around? I can. Cool. And then it's like something like that, right? That's usually how this goes. I don't know if it will, but it seems plausible. What's going on, Alex, dude? Iron to 90 though could happen. I know. The 30, well, not even 30 a month ago. I mean, November we were at. We were. Are you talking? Wait. What is going on here? Something's wrong. I'm on the wrong chart. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, 30. And then, I mean, you don't have to go back too far to find that we were even further below there. 15 back in August of last year. That's crazy, dude. But it's definitely plausible. You know, there's people that have been riding this thing forever. Just like, I wonder how many people held out throughout all this. I was like, yeah, maybe one day. And then 75, back up to 60 right now. I don't know. Could happen. You got me. I was looking at the wrong one. Are you in iron? That's the question. Is that Yo Alec or a different Alex dude? If it's Yo Alec, I gotta say hello. I can't remember what your name was on YouTube though. So yeah, iron was good. ASTS was another wild ride. And I was like covering and rolling and buying back and covering, and what a mess. But it was fine every single time. It made money. That was kind of good. We had AmpX. I got me some AmpX here, I think. I'm actually not sure if it's going to get assigned or not. I had 17 P's that I sold today. So I guess I could draw. No, I sold yesterday. It would be right here. Let me turn that off. Turn off signal. Quit. And this was 17P. Let's change that. Oh, 7. Yeah, it's close enough, but whatever. Yeah, and I'm not sure we're going to get it. That's the crazy thing. 1670 is on the line. The cost basis is actually like 1655 or 4. I think I sold it for 46 cents on the drop. And I wanted the shares, so like I debated waiting, and I was like, no, I'd like to get the shares at some sort of discount. So this didn't really bug me at all. Which I thought it was interesting though. Could have got them. Some people on the Discord got them at 15.75, I think, something like that. But that'll be an interesting one to see what they do. And after they're flat, so I don't know. I really don't know if I'm going to get them or not. You don't like at this point. That percent close, you might not get them. Those are the big ones. Lunar, I didn't look at Lunar at all today, but they had another wild one. What did I do here? Why is my cup and handle off? I guess this was the throwback, and now we bounce off. Good enough. What does the Lunar cup and handle go to? So the bottom was 650. We'll call it $6. Let's keep the math easy. 21. So $15. So that should take us to 36 for target for Lunar. So that arrow is a little too big, actually. Whoops. Let me type the text. And we'll make this 36 on the money. There we go. Yeah, that could happen. We're halfway there, so doesn't even seem that crazy. What's up, Foregunner? Welcome, welcome. You having a good week? Did you have a good week? You had to have had a good week. You had some good stuff, didn't you? I can't remember. Were you in Iron? Ah, there he is. RA3, good to see you. Is it RA3 or RAIII? Did you have a good week? Dude, RA3, I saw you have more trades than I think anyone in the app. I thought I had the most, but like you got me beat. Where is my... Oh, there it is. Where is it? You have... I'm sorry if you don't want me to show this, let me know. I was just going for like number... I don't think it... Yeah, it doesn't say dollars or anything. Yeah, dude, you have 121 trades. Insane. Core, Cypher, Wolf, and ASTS. Oh, you were in all good stuff, man. You just start. Oh, did you backfilled? Okay. That's cool. I never backfilled. I thought about it. This list though, like if I backfilled, like there's 1,000 lines. Well, it would be. Look at that. It just goes forever. And ever. It's kind of wild when I look back at it, honestly. So, but Salty's making it where he's going to hook up to, like Robinhood will do the last 2 years of trades, which doesn't do me any good because all my Robinhood stuff is like random swing trade garbage. But if he gets it hooked up with Fidelity, that'll have it all. It's pretty crazy though. You closed them all. Did you buy to close or did they expire? You have RR. You have regrets of Rocket Lab. What'd you do at Rocket Lab? Did you cover? I mean, I think it was a fine cover. The percent was good. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, nobody saw 30% coming, right? That's the black swan tail risk that you get with covering, and it is gonna happen on occasion with high volatility stocks. That's just something that you got to know and align your brain around. I got to review these assignments. I think I can, let's see. I can't confirm this, not yet. Yeah, I got 46 cents for those 17 Ps. So I'm actually, if assigned, I'm getting shares above my cost basis, which is awesome. That doesn't happen very frequently. That's like somehow calling the 8 ball perfectly. ONS, I'm going to get me some ONS. I had 950. I also had 850 Ps, which obviously are not getting assigned. But these are definite. We can confirm that. There's no way that doesn't get assigned. I'll take that. And shop got assigned early. So signed early on Thursday. So we can confirm that one. I don't know about Ampex, though. We're going to have to wait and see. And then I had, what else did I have? I had some other trades wrap up. We had Microsoft wrap up. Wait, where's the near expiring trades? Did I have to have? Let me just go to open. It'll be a little easier. All right, so we have, what do we have? CoreWeave, that's next week. Can I look? Can I do this? Oh, I can't sort by, what? Salty. We need to be able to sort by expiry. Come on. Fix that. Okay, this is expired. So we can close this trade. I'm going to spam the Discord with that one. And that is expiration. Confirm. $300 on Microsoft. I'll take it. Microsoft. Okay, let's look at Microsoft real quick. Microsoft has been like, there's a story forming here on Microsoft. Look at this. Oh, by the way, you guys like this? We have a new indicator. We call it, Bob let me name it. I'm so happy. He named all the other ones. He's all like clever like that. We call this one the air pocket. And it's, all it is it draws out gaps. And cyan gaps are gap up, and the fuchsia gap is a gap down. Now, these are like very useful, I think. And if you notice, they almost always close. It's very rare that the gaps don't get closed. So, but this is Microsoft. Oh, and if you're not a Theta Daddy member and want it, check out the description and you can get it for free. We have, I think 3 or 4 of the indicators we give away for free. I forget what the exact number is. Air Pocket may not be in there yet. It'll probably be added to that free list though. So check that out if you want that. You were assigned early on 600 shares of Shop. Yeah, buddy. Me too. 500 for me. Let's see. And I left it where I could double down here. Like, honestly, I thought about buying shares at 100 if we dropped that low. Did we hit 100? No, the low is 104. So I thought that was a possibility. I also thought it was highly likely that we did exactly this and bounced off of this made-up line because it seemed likely to be a double bottom. I can get rid of the gap now. Look at that. This is amazing because now we have the air pocket that shows you the gap. That's so cool. I love it. And there's a gap down here that we never filled. So there's some risk, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I think from here, I would guess we go back up to about 120, hit the bottom of the gap, bounce off there. So my goal is I have a limit right now for 120 at like, what is it? I think I have it's for Friday. Why am I so far out? What, am I on weekly? No, I'm on daily. Whoa, I just gotta zoom in here. It's like throwing me off. So it would be Friday, May 15th. It hasn't hit yet. So actually, yeah, this is good. This is tentative. That hasn't hit yet. I've got it in for like $1.20 or something. Yeah, it's $1.20 because I wanted 1%. And we got close. Actually got very close here. It was as high as the option I saw it go up to like 110. So I thought there was a possibility it would hit, but it didn't, and that's okay. And then I don't expect it to actually get called away. But this is a great gap to fill. If we can break into here, highly likely we actually go to 125. So I'm excited to have some Shop, and it's a small-ish position, but I would probably double it right now. I guess it's like 5%, 4% maybe. So like I would definitely add maybe another 500 shares if the opportunity arises, which would mean that it would have to be, realistically, I wouldn't do it unless it was below 100. So really, this is where I would do a double up. So if we breach this, and you know what? Let's set an alert. We're gonna do an alert. If we're crossing, we want to double down. That'll be what we do for shop. Now I know what this means is not like I don't buy it here. I would actually probably wait until we're here, like closing the gap. We're halfway in here. You don't, believe it or not, like you usually close the gap fully, which we saw in a couple of other stocks this week. But you don't always get all the way down. So it's possible that we retrace here. So maybe I would set it at like 96 or something. It doesn't matter. We'll cross that bridge when we cross that alert threshold and maybe buy it then. But yeah, I was happy to get shot. All right, you did 20. I saw your Ampex CSP. Were you like, I want to get it, but I don't want to just buy it now? I was looking at that play and I was laughing. Hey, Superman. I missed you earlier. Sorry about that. Aren't edges of gaps some level or support? Yeah, for sure. Exactly. So like Netflix. Netflix is one that closed the gap this week. Now, so the one thing is the air pockets, the way they're set up is they pop. So if we touch them, they pop. If we were to draw this how I traditionally drew them, which you guys have seen, I just do this, right? And we just draw the line until it actually gets closed. Like you can see a perfect example of Netflix closing the gap. Look how close this was. What was the high on this day? It was, where is that? 86.50. And on this day, the low was 86.72. I mean, 20 cents away, we closed the gap for sure there. And that's pretty wild, right? Like this drop was kind of nonsensical. And the point at which we stopped was very clearly the bottom of the gap. How could that be? Well, because gaps like to be filled. Now, also, I have leaps on Fidelity, on Netflix, and it is on Fidelity. And I bought them over here when we hit the top of the gap and the 100 SMA. I thought that was really good support. It broke down. I have not actually stop loss them yet because I may do that if we break down below this line. But if this ends up being strong support and we just bounce back, then no harm, no foul. We just carried it at a lower cost for a little bit of time. It's fine. And even then, they're leaps. They're years out. They're a year out. So I'm probably not getting rid of it regardless. But I do think it's interesting that, yeah, you can use the top of a gap. Look how much support the top of the gap was early on. Touch, almost touch. Like this is how and why did it stop right here? Not only was it the gap, but it was also the 34 EMA. So like these lines mean something to someone. Like they work. It's not a guarantee of anything, obviously, but it is always fascinating when it closes to like the penny. That is, I mean, that's got to be within 2 cents. I don't even know if I can find out. Yeah, so like the line here is at 90.73 and the red line is, the low was 90.78. Okay, 5 cents. Sorry. Pretty dang close though, wouldn't you say? Yeah, pretty wild. So I think it's pretty good. Hey, Alex here. There's another guy named Alec earlier. Was that actually you and you just came back? Alex, dude, meet Yo Alec. You guys can fight for the name. Oh, I guess one is a C and one's a K. Okay, that's cool. Well, you guys can get along then, just fine. Is that like John and Jonathan? Jon? Jonathan? Who? Oh, you can't see the chat above you, can you? Oh, there he is. Oh, you're both there. Fantastic. It's like dueling banjos, dueling Alex. Alec, did you have a good week this week? I didn't get to hear from you. I miss you. Hopefully you did. It was great around our parts. Definitely a lot of green this week. It's pretty wild. You're a duplicate. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, right? All right. What were we talking about? We were talking about Bob Lazar. Very cool. Hey, man. I know who you are. Welcome to the YouTubes. Good to have you. Okay, let's go back to the list of stuff that happened. We went through a lot of these trades already. Let me go. I'm going to look here just because it's quicker. Oh, we had the GameStop fiasco. Okay, let's look at the GameStop chart real quick. So this was the Burry incident. Let's go to the 2 hour briefly, where we peaked at 28.80, 28.90. Yeah, and Burry dumped. I think this red bar is literally Burry. Wah wah. And Ryan Cohen was on talking about it with the TPBC, I don't know, whatever, TPC podcast, something like that. It was actually a pretty good interview. I liked it. I kind of like the Charles Payne one because they have like a bromance thing going on there, so it's just more fun to watch. But I ended up selling or buying to close at profit here. Not much, though. I could have got it for better when we continued to dive into the 23s briefly. Did we go to under 23? We did. Wow, 22.86. That would have been a price to get in. Look at that swing trade in like a day. We'll go back to the daily, though. So it was kind of interesting to see this. Now, the thing is, the interviews, the CNBC interview was definitely impacting this price action down. And I think then the follow-up interviews brought the price back like, oh, this actually makes sense. And I had eBay on my list, but it's not saving for some reason. So let's go to eBay. Maybe we'll try to add it for the millionth time. And eBay has been wildly gyrating as well as we digest the news. But here's the thing. I mean, if you listen to the interviews, dude, I don't know how you could not be sold on this plan. It is, for one, clearly genius of like, yeah, this is a match made in heaven, despite being a small company buying a bigger company. But the bigger benefit is for the shareholders, because if you haven't listened, the way that he sold it was like, look, he's got, I don't know how many millions of dollars of his own money invested into GameStop. And the eBay guys, the entire board who gets paid $4 million a year, and the CEO, all they do is dump stock all day, every day. They own zero of it. They have never, ever bought a single share of their own stock. And he's like, I'm skinning the game. I'm all in. I'm putting basically all my money into eBay to buy this thing. And I'm all in on making this the best company in the world that it can be. And he, thinks he can. He didn't say it. I think he's essentially implying he can more than double it. And he's got the pedigree. He's got the resume. He did what he did with Chewy, and he made GameStop go from bankrupt to profitable. I mean, these are like big things that are not easy to just do repeatedly. And the fact that he's willing to take on eBay should be a wake-up call for eBay shareholders to be like, yeah, we want this. Because what do you care about as a shareholder? I don't give a shit about the CEO and how much money he makes, ever. I don't. I want the shareholders to make the money because that's the interest of the shareholders. Now, I want the CEO to get paid when, as Ryan eloquently put it, their packages are well aligned with shareholder interests, which is, making the share price go up. I'm down. Yeah, get paid. If you get paid and I get paid as a result, that's a win. And I wonder if this has a chance at like changing the approach in corporate America. I don't think so, because I think there's too much risk associated with that approach for the average person with a family and things like that. Ryan Cohen has a family, but he's willing to put that on the line. Not his family on the line. He'll survive, I'm sure. But he's willing to risk a lot in order to make a lot. And I think it's an amazing thing. All right, who do we got? Sold some USAR and EOS. Oh, we were talking about EOS a little bit too. EOC. Is that the battery company? Is it batteries? Storage solutions. Okay. Oh, no, okay. Battery system. It is batteries. The interview with the GM was pretty goofy. Dude, the CNBC one was awful. I could not finish watching it. And clearly he hates them. Which he even mentioned, like, didn't you guys call for the demise of GameStop the last time we spoke? And it was a big FU to those guys. But all of the other interviews, really good. Genuinely. You should watch some of those. What's up, Xenos? Most C-suite executives don't... No, I agree. They're not... Well, I mean, think about it. Like, I think some CEOs are probably worth it, but how often is a CEO right time, right place? Right? Like, there are definitely CEOs where just don't mess it up. Like Tim Cook is a great example. Just look, dude, don't mess it up. They didn't innovate at all under him. They just kept doing what they were doing, and there's a inevitable end to that, and they've got to do something, which is why I don't think they have their own AI, whereas Google does, Tesla does, or X, Twitter, whatever, but Tesla. Um, Amazon or Microsoft is in bed with OpenAI. Amazon's got to have something. I don't know who they're with. Who else? Who else are the Mag 7? I guess those are the big ones worth remembering. I I mean, look, what's Apple got? Siri? I listened to my wife talking to Siri the other day, and it still can't transcribe what she says. What right? It sounded like I just sounded right there. That's what it would actually output after she tries talking to it. It was uncomfortable. Who was the Home Depot one that messed up after Arthur Blank? Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, that's just it. It happens all the time. And you know what? What is the risk as a CEO if it doesn't go well? Well, I guess I'll take my multi-million-dollar severance. Wah, wah. Did you know that when you have a high level in a company, you can negotiate your severance before you even get the job? I did. I got 6 months severance negotiated before I started a job. And I mean, I'm sure the CEOs are getting a year or two. And the argument is real simple. Like, yeah, it's hard to find a new job after. It takes time because there's less roles to choose from, or to go after. So, like, I'm convinced you can make a career out of job hopping with severance pay and just work somewhere for a couple of months, get that severance pay. Don't even list it in your work history. Yeah, no, you should probably do that. I don't know how many times you can get away with doing that before people are like, you're up to something. But like, you could probably get further than you would think doing that. That's a strategy for one. I don't know, man. Okay. So what were we looking at? We talked GameStop. Oh, back to GameStop briefly. So I am very much. I didn't even cover my shares here. I'm of the opinion that there's a very large upside potential here. And I want to wait a couple of days to see what news is shaking out. I think there's a couple of things that could happen. Obviously, the eBay hostile takeover, which they didn't want to straight up call it, but it is huge. And I think if that goes through, whether or not the stock reacts to that immediately or not, I think it's massive for the business. I also think it's going to shake out any of these long-term shorts because it's going to drive up the stock price like wild and could essentially end any manipulation that's going on with the stock for anything that might still be going on as we continue in this giant wedge to some destination here of I don't know what. So this is crazy. This is crazy that this has been going on this long. But I'm here for it. I think there's like genuine black swan to the positive level potential here. And if we end up, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now, the one thing I would like to do is augment my share count so that when assuming they do merge with eBay, since we wouldn't get 100% of our shares, we wouldn't maintain. I think we would keep like, was it 40% is what the math they're using right now, something like that. Does that equate to an even number of shares so I can keep covering it? Actually, it does. It would be 800 shares for me. So that's fine. Last one, and you'll move on. They laid off how many people to Oracle to save money, then oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's insanity. It's actually insane. And you know what? People get away with it. That's the crazy thing. The question is for how long? I don't know. I wonder if there's some sort of like weird kickback thing going on with Wall Street related to that in some way. I don't know how that would work, or maybe with analysts and coverage, like especially like the high end analysts, maybe some JP Morgan guys or whoever. That could be fascinating. So yeah, didn't do a whole lot with GameStop. I'm kind of just waiting and watching on that. And we just talked about Microsoft, although I didn't actually finish my thought on that because we ran over to something else. But the thing about Microsoft is I started leaving all my puts and calls on here. I think I'm going to keep doing this in the future. Just leave the history of what I've done. And it's been a fun ride. Like the story is coming together. I don't think I'm missing any since getting into Microsoft. This was once we closed the gap, I started playing it, right? And this is a great example of like, hey, we used the gap line as an entry point, didn't get assigned. Then we did it again. And this time we did get assigned at 385. We closed another gap and then bounced back within like a week. Covered at 390. We dodged the 390C. That's the nice thing about weeklies is you're not locked in that long. And then we spiked and waited, in part because I forgot that I had the shares for a couple of days. I thought they got called away, and then they didn't. I was like, oh, I don't know what wires crossed somewhere. And we sold the 430, which was perfect. Look at that. It was we talked about this last week a little bit, but it was on the 100 SMA, which was beautiful. And then we closed below it. I didn't roll. I didn't panic. And then we sold the 450 for earnings on a spike up. This was beautiful. And obviously earnings didn't go that way. So we kept our money, we kept our premium, and we just kept selling options, and we sold the 435. We actually sold this twice. I need to put this in again. This was sold like Monday, right? Monday? And bought back on Monday, but come on, there we go. Yeah, so we bought and sold this on the same day, which was pretty cool. And then I put immediately after I bought it to close, I put a limit back for the same thing, good to close, for this Friday. And on Thursday, it hit. And it filled again for the same exact price, $1.50 a contract and then $1.50 a contract with barely any theta. And I did not think that this would get called away, and sure enough, it did not. So yeah, that was a great set of trades. Next up will probably be another next week 435C. I do think, you know what? Depending on how we open on Monday, maybe I'll do 440, which is the bottom of the gap. And I think that we have a high likelihood to bounce off the bottom of this. So this is wheeling with technical indicators, and it's been in this short history that I started. I think this is a good one to show. I should do this with Reddit too. My goodness, I have the whole year of Reddit. That would be a really interesting one to take a look at. But like very well defined, and just like everything is tied to the indicators, and you see it pays. So Microsoft, beyond getting assigned at 385, which was fantastic. So like already we're up on shares alone, but like couple bucks, bunch of bucks, lots of bucks, couple bucks. That adds up. Our cost basis from 385 adjusted is probably down around 370 right now. If I just do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 70, 371, okay, we'll call that pretty close. On average, maybe around that point. Like, that's not bad at all. All right, I got to catch up again. Oh, all right. CFO and employees being laid off don't have anything to do with each other necessarily. That's true. Also true. Might have been not making money. Also true. So I think on the Oracle one, the idea was the layoffs was related to that new debt raising that they had. I think that was the big thing going on there. And look, the big thing is it ends up being looking in bad taste. That is a big portion of the issue, right? When you have these situations, the optics are questionable around the timing when you have that big layoff, and then all that goes on. I don't think we have. Nah, I'm not gonna find it. They don't have like historical. It'd be cool if you could check out the news from this day, and like in TradingView, because there's a lot of articles that you'd want to look back and be like, yeah, that was why it spiked up that day. But I'm pretty sure they had a debt financing thing. Was it with AI stuff? I can't remember. It was some big bet, and they had like $5 billion in debt they've got to pay off or whatever. And that was a big reason why the argument for the layoff. But I mean, that's still a lot of people to affect, and it's unfortunate for sure. Dude, Alec, the number of times that happened is, well, it's not that many. I wish it was a lot. But forgetting is good. You know, the best investors are typically dead because they buy and hold literally forever. Still got all the emotes on Reddit. Of course, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm never taking those off. We did our cry shopping. We had a great earnings. Nice spike up. A little back test off the 34 EMA. All part of the plan, I assume. I can get rid of this because it has the gap now. There we go. We might close the gap fully, but and I closed these. These close. When did I close these? Today or yesterday? I think it was yesterday I closed these. Yeah, these are, this is all like fine price action. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, maybe. I don't know, whatever. But this is cool. This is all good. Like this is why wheeling is so awesome. Higher highs and higher lows are ideal in a wheeling scenario because you on the run up, you sell your CC, and when it backtests, you buy to close. That's it. You rinse and repeat forever. I don't know if you were here last week, Alec. I did my cost basis adjustment on Reddit. My cost basis for Reddit shares for 1,100 shares is negative $20. Literally can't lose, no matter what happens. That's pretty good. You had Cypher. Oh, Cypher ran, didn't it? We had a lot of people with Cypher this week. Oh, yeah. Wow, haha, that's a bar. Yeah, I've got that on a couple things right now. Actually, the big thing that I was minus 500% on was CoreWeave X, which has come back. I covered CoreWeave X at 40. Where are you at, CoreWeave X? Oh, yeah. Minus 23% today. I covered it at 40, as you can see here. We're back below it now, which is kind of comical. Had I not covered it, would have been a good sell. I most definitely would have sold it by the time we hit the 200 SMA. But I was locked in with covered call. This is why you never cover 2Xs, by the way. They're just, when they run, and there's like, why bother? Was the $6 a share worth missing out on 20? Probably not. And it's still September. This goes forever. So I get to watch this. If we drop back and I can actually buy to close it for like 50%, I will for sure. But man, it would have been better to just leave that uncapped. And if I do buy to close it for 50% or better, then I will leave it uncapped going forward. Just sit on it and let it go. But yeah, this can be painful. This was like, dude, for real? I think it was minus. It didn't hit minus 500% because $6 is a lot to begin with. But it went up to like 300%. It was minus 300%. It is what it is. But yeah, I feel your pain on that. I think that is the only like crazy cover I have. The only other cover I've got right now that's like deep in the, well, not deep in the money, but in the money is Oscar. Here we are. I have 20 Cs that are in the, like, this is a ridiculous run though. I don't know who saw this coming. $10 to 20, 100% increase in a month. I actually didn't realize it was that crazy. In a month, 97% insanity. Realistically, we're going to top off this channel again and bounce back, as is tradition. I should probably draw my 20C on here. I thought I had it. It was somewhere around here, like way back there I sold it. And I was like, yeah, this is fine. Let's fix it up real quick. There's my settings. I wonder if there's a hotkey for settings on this. This probably is, right? And it goes through September of, not that far, September. If you zoom out enough, it doesn't look as bad, right? Like, oh yeah, it's not that long. Nope, it's pretty terrible. I'm gonna have to watch this forever. But yeah, that was a good one, as is tradition. All right, what else did we have? ARMS. ARMS was another. This was another wild ride. I'm convinced we're going to test the 200 here before earnings. Maybe not, but it seems likely. But I had, again, I didn't have these drawn, but I had a 950p, and I sold somewhere around here. And I was actually looking for the shares in this one. And the reason for that was I wanted to get them before earnings. So that's pretty good if you ask me. Now, I did not think it was going to drop quite that much. I did think we would hit these actually though. And now next week, what do we got? Let's take a look at the option chain on this one. We can do some stuff here. We can cook, as the kids say. That's what Alex says, I think. My line theory, what's that? You started using the rectangle instead of the line. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I also did 8.5 Ps. I did. And they're also for next week. So I have both. I did some for this week, some for next week. The 8.5 is the one that I sold 20 of. Right? Is that right? 20. Yeah. So 40 cents, dude. I was like, that's almost 5%. It was 4.5% ROC. And dude, ARM's at 4.5 at 850. Are you kidding me? Yes, please. Okay, so for next week, this is post earnings calls at, let's call it, I'll probably do 10 on these. It's my guess. And we can get over 2%. Maybe 2.5%. What day is it? I didn't actually look. Shoot. I probably should have checked that, huh? It is Thursday. We got all week to make a decision there. Plenty of time. Dude, we're gonna probably hit 11 before then. we're gonna bounce off the 200 SMA and then hit 11. And then at earnings we'll be back at 10. That's usually how this works. As you can see, literally doing chin-ups here on the 100 SMA. That's what ONS does. Let's check out the weekly. I mean, look at the bars. Just bop, 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 constantly. Just pumping them out. Push-ups all day. You open CC's on Snicks. Is that Snickers? What is SNXX? Or this isn't a X-rated company, is it? Oh, SanDisk 2X. Oh no, you CC'd Sand Snicks. Okay, what did you CC it at? I'm curious. And you did it a week ago, so it would have been. Oh man. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't. Do we? Is it gonna hurt if you tell us? I don't want you to have trouble sleeping tonight. That would not be a memorable stream for the right reasons. But that's pretty rough. I didn't realize they had a run like this today. I knew MU did, right? MU is like pretty wild. I guess they're all the same. So, geez, that's a scary chart though. This is where like zooming out's really good because look at how sharp that line up is. And dude, okay, from here, which is a little, I suppose. Hey, what are you doing? There we go. 1,100% from a year ago. Never touching this. I'm literally never touching this stock. I don't care if it's the next monster. You thought your 8.5 was 40. Yeah. Oh, we got the same one, man. Nice. Wheeled SanDisk 3 times in the last week. Did you, RA? That's pretty cool. I didn't realize you had SanDisk. Oh, no, I did. I did see your SanDisk trade. You posted some of those. DRAM's been on an insane run. It has. I put a very small amount in a couple of weeks shortly after it started. Oh, nice, dude. Well, you're capitalizing for sure. For the record, I'm not suggesting there's anything wrong with buying this. These stocks have great momentum. Until the trend changes, it hasn't changed, clearly. However, I do worry when I see some gaps, multiple gaps being left like this. This is a little scary on the daily. And, there's a very clear potential to test, believe it or not, all the way back to the 34 EMA, which, even though it's 501 right now, by the time you back tested it, would literally be like, 600 or something. So they're all possible. It could go to 1,000. I don't know. In another DC I'm in, someone shorted sand. Oh, interesting. That's brave. Didn't work out. Yeah. See, that's the problem, right? Like, that's why I'm saying I won't touch this in either direction. It was the same for gold, dude. When gold was running like it did and this happened, like I think everyone knew. This is basically the MU chart, by the way. I think everyone knew this was not sustainable. The question was who was going to be left with the bags, and the bags were heavy because gold is a very heavy metal. Dad joke. But if you look, we dropped all the way back to the 50 SMA. That's below on a big run. That's always going to be below your EMAs, your 21, your 34, obviously your 8. But that's wild. So if MU did the same thing, right? What would that be? That would be somewhere in like the 500 range. Maybe around there. The crazy thing is that this could do another few bars up. We don't know. And I'm not being caught touching that in either direction because unless you're like literally swing trading it, I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. Also scared of the plummet. Yeah, exactly, Superman. So like, I do like the idea of in an ETF. That's a good idea. What ETF hits RAM companies and storage companies? I wonder. I didn't want to look at it. I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you feel bad. If it makes you feel better, we've all been there. That's part of it. I mean, that's how you learn. And the fact is, like, there's not necessarily what you're learning. In some of these cases, there's nothing to learn. Or maybe the learning is luck exists truly, and you can't necessarily predict which side of it you're going to be on. So you can get one share of MU, not of gold, I bet. PMCC's on MU. Oh, that's right. That's right. Wait, were you the one in the Discord with the PMCCs? No, that was somebody else. Somebody else had them. It wasn't on MU, though, was it? I don't know. Yeah, dude. I mean, better to be lucky than good if you pick one of these, and especially if you've got like a big position. I mean, heck, if Reddit were to do this, I'd be a happy dude. That's I'm way too tied up in it. I guess this would be one that I would say I regret. NBiz. I had it at 110, covered it, and then this happened. That's going to happen sometimes in volatile stocks. I think the plus side is I still made like 20% on this or 30%. It was a good run wheeling it over here. But I did miss. I did, and I know I'm going to miss out at times on a run like that. But how you can't you could try to predict it, and maybe there was a world where this was somehow predictable. I also like to keep, like, right now I have ASTS covered as an example at 85 or 80 for next week, and we got earnings next week. So my hedge was, while we're kind of low, I bought a whole bunch more of ASTX. And so if we, now I don't have an equivalent amount of ASTX to ASTS, but I have enough where it'll still feel good if it runs back to like 55 from 26, You did an ASTX CSP. Interesting. I almost never CSP into 2Xs. Maybe I should do that more often. They usually pay pretty well. No, yeah, exactly, Xenos. You can't. That's why you cannot beat yourself up over it, because you cannot predict random ass news. Now, if you are really deep into doing research, maybe you can get that asymmetric risk profile that has the potential for it. But I don't know if that is a regularly occurring thing. Kind of like what I'm doing with GameStop right now. And frankly, like I think it's very low probability that I get a huge payoff from that. But I could, and I'm willing to give up some wheeling gains that are generally it's a low IV stock these days. It doesn't pay huge on premiums. So, and my cost basis on GME is like, when I looked it up, like $14 now. So like that's I can let it just sit for a little bit. Later, Alec. Good seeing you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, man. It was good having you. And I think that means Alex Dudes wins. He's the Chad Alec, the Alec Chad. Well, and speaking of what Alex Dude is saying, so not knowing where it's going to go, that's exactly right. That's why the chart is that like sideways bell curve thing of, well, I can stop just trying to make up what it is and show you since we have it, right? If you're looking up, this is what I was looking up recently, SMCI. This is it, right? This implied upside downside potential, implied volatility. It's equal. It's always equal on both sides. We don't know. Nobody knows. If they knew, the price would move to that target exactly where it should be. No way. Oh, I thought you left. DRAM has MU, Western Digital, Seagate, SanDisk, Samsung. You know, Samsung's interesting. Do they? I didn't realize they did. They were a memory company. What is Samsung's ticker? I guess I could just type out the whole name. Is it just S? It's on the. It's on a different market. Is it Korean, or it's not Japanese, right? What is that? I don't know what these are. I should know. I don't. One of these. There's too many. I just click on the first one. $268,500. What is this? Berkshire Hathaway? It is Korean. Okay, that's what I thought. You bought some DRAM in your Roth. Oh, DRAM is the name. I'm sorry. Jeez. Dude, I thought you were saying DRAM as literally the RAM. I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. That's hilarious. Wow. Oh, man. Why did we not all buy this? Well, you know, this was a trendy ETF, by the way. Somebody made this when they're like, oh, it's running. We need to get in on this. Yeah, I like it though. Well, let's look at the holdings. This one's peach. The last one was watermelon. It's very new. Yeah. Okay. So I'm on the wrong thing, aren't I? Oh, no, there it is. Top holdings. Okay. We got Samsung is their biggest holding? Really? T-bills. Interesting. Okay. Is that just like buying power for them to continue to add positions? SanDisk Corporation, Seagate. Okay. Nanya Business, and Winbond. I don't even know who these are. Wow. Yeah, they got a lot of holdings in just cash. That's interesting. Coin holding is back to... Yeah, let's look at Coin. Coin was I might buy... You guys are bad influence. I'm like, do I buy DRAM? What's up, all time? Got a high noon. You did the tequila. Is it the lime or the strawberry tequila one's pretty good. I like that one too. Okay, I'm getting distracted by talking about high noons. Coin, did we finish green on Coin? We did. We broke 200, dude. Yes. Back to the chart, please. Okay, so Coin was mildly worrisome after the earnings of the century with these are strategy numbers, minus 2,500%. The revenue does matter a little bit. Okay, the revenue does matter. But obviously it follows Bitcoin, and they're tied to paper losses, I think, are somehow reported in here. Blood Orange. Ooh, that sounds good. I love Blood Orange IPAs. which are beer, not high noons. Did you have does anyone here have strategy? I hope not, because that stock's going to zero. Oh, actually, they did okay. I mean, well, they did nothing post earnings. Their earnings, yeah, minus 4,000%. The thing is, like, that's still not good though. What is their revenue? I don't even know what they sell. 4 billion in DRAM. Yeah, dude, that's insane. So it would be very awesome. It would be very awesome. There's a lot that goes into that though. Ask me how we know. We looked into doing a Theta Daddy's wheeling type ETF at some point, but it's a lot of work. And we too much like risk and stuff associated with it too. Yeah, so Xenos, I'm on the same page. I am convinced that the best thing to buy is either Bitcoin Direct or IBIT. I think IBIT's fine. I have some IBIT. It's, I think, the closest thing that you can have to Bitcoin Direct. Part of me thinks that maybe I should just change my IBIT to Bitcoin, though. Just literally buy. I have probably half a Bitcoin of IBIT. And I've debated, do I just buy a Bitcoin and then I just, like, literally exactly one and just always have one and just let it do what Bitcoin's going to do. I don't know. TBD. I have that, and I have FA, which is why these two are on here. Look at those gaps, dude, everywhere. Holy cow. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would buy strategy. It doesn't make sense to me why you would ever buy a treasury versus the real thing. Like, do you think they're massaging the Bitcoin for you so that it's better prepared when you're ready to take it out for a stroll and not do anything with it? I mean, what is the value that a treasury has? I don't know, man. I don't see it. The only thing that I see with a treasury is managing costs. As in, they have costs to manage. Whereas Bitcoin is just Bitcoin. Like, are you buying a company that's like, we collect dollar bills? You're going to pay us to do this. And we're going to keep buying more dollar bills by diluting you to buy more dollar bills. Who's doing that? Why would you ever say, yeah, that seems like a good idea? I don't know. I don't know. And when I look at Master or Strategy, whatever, I go like, your NAV, it should never be above 1. It should always be negative or like 0.9 or whatever. Because again, the cost to manage and the expected continued dilution and stuff. The only one who's getting rich off of this is Sailor. What do you got? So can you sell covered calls on Bitcoin versus IBIT? Alex, I think that's why I have IBIT. I don't actually remember. But I will tell you that I never sell covered calls on it. Like, genuinely. Don't like to gamble in your retirement account, so you justified buying DRAM since it's not... Okay, that's cool. I mean, look, you're still gambling. But, because look, all of those stocks are going to follow the same thing. I think it's fine, though. I think it's fine. MNAV... So, Alex, you bring up a good point that MNAV, when there was hype, MNAV was greater than 1. But at no point did it actually make sense for MNAV to be greater than 1. You would get in a TD Wheel ETF? All right, well, we got one on the list. Okay, real quick. Do me a favor. Well, you don't have to, but if you wouldn't mind, I usually ask at the very end of the stream. I'm trying to ask in the middle. Hit the like button. I still don't know if it does anything, but it's always good. I think YouTube gives me more money. They don't give me any money, but maybe they would. Maybe they would if they did. And also, anyone who's new here that isn't a Theta Daddy or in the Discord, if you are interested in some of these indicators that we've got here, we've got all these down here, Silver Flow, we've got the triple stack RSI, which is a reskin, a full disclosure. Some of these are just reskins of other things. But then we've got the gold regime, which is probably our best thing that we've got. We've got the uranium band. We've got the carbon structure, all this stuff. You can get some free ones. If you want them, check out the description. There's a link to get them. And that's it. That was just a real quick plug. It's just trying to share some of the stuff that we got if you like it. I think they're really helpful, though. I think, like, genuinely, we're going to do some experimentation here. I'm not supposed to tell you guys this, but I don't think Bob Dog's on here to yell at me. So we're looking to maybe do some, like, automated trade stuff based off of our indicators. There's a couple of the indicators that I have to say are like truly, if you look at them, backtest and check them out, feel free to do it yourself. There's a few that are like, I don't think I can actually say this on YouTube. For entertainment purposes, watch them, and maybe you'll find that they're almost always right. The one in particular, the gold regimes, are insanely accurate. I mean, look at this. Look. So if you bought on the blues and sold on the purples on this chart, what are we looking at? Strategy? You would have made a lot of money. And this is on strategy of all freaking stocks. But look, so the blues, when I highlight it, turns the blue star portions yellow, and the purple, the cyan is blue. Fuchsia is gray. Look at the blues. That's a lot of yellow. And then when it starts going down, there are times where you eat a little bit of it, but if you were to sell at the purple stars, you would get out, and then you would get in back at the low, and it's a very high hit rate. So we're gonna do an automated experiment here a little bit, and you know what? Maybe that's what we one day turn into an ETF if people were interested in that. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do it on yet. We got to decide like what are the ticker or tickers that we do it on. It's probably for the purpose of the experiment going to be on something like SPY or QQQ or whatever, but I think there's a genuine like success rate here worth seeing. Because look at I'm pointing at it. I can't point that far. The webcam doesn't go that far. But like, yeah, right over here, like go up a little bit higher, right there. Okay, look right here. Look at how if you sold on the purple star, you would have broken even and not lost anything at all. You might have come out slightly ahead. Hard to say exactly. And you would have avoided that entire drop. Isn't that crazy? And then this one, blue star, again, like you would have been pretty flat here depending on when you bought. And you would have missed this drop. But if you bought here, you would have got gains along the way, gotten out before the drop, and then got back in gains. Dude, this is legit. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I don't care what you do with this. I'm just like, look at it. It's like, pick a ticker. SPY, I looked at SPY earlier doing this on the weekly. And I think it's never wrong. Look at that. That's insane. Isn't that crazy? Yes, you missed. We're not timing absolute bottoms, and we're not getting absolute tops for sure. But we're like taking out some of the crazy volatility drops down. So, yeah, exactly, Xenos. It's the weekly. I think is what we're gonna try. Monthly is cool too. Monthly, I think, is like literally 100% correct, but or profitable, which is kind of crazy. But I'm not sure I have like the mental time frame to also I don't know. And actually maybe this is the best way to do it. Maybe monthly is the best, even though it's slower. Like we would have been out of the market for a year and a half here, right? From February 2022 to May of 2023, a little over a year. And we would have not lost anything. And then we would have got in and had the full run up and got out and missed a little run up here, for sure, right? but we would have missed this whole drop and panic and all that, and back in. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we're going to try it on the weekly, and I'm not sure if it'll be SPY or something else, but like that's the idea right now that we're tossing around, which could be an interesting ETF, like an indicator based ETF. And look, if you think it's snake oil or something, obviously just don't do it. I don't know. I don't actually know how well it's going to perform, but I'm willing to put my own money into it to find out. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I'm sharing is it's literally just going to be some experimentation stuff. And I think it'll be a fun experiment. It'll be fun. Problem is you see a purple, I'm like, it'll bounce back. I mean, that can happen. You're right. It could happen. You just use Theta Daddies for the chat to see what people are doing. Dude! So this is a great example of like, how do we get people... We have a lot of members, and not everybody... So like, not everybody chats, and then not everybody uses the web app. And then definitely some people use this for like trade signals, which honestly, I don't think is the best way to use us. The indicators are, I think, really good. Genuinely. So I used to use, and I still do use, you'll see like I have all the EMAs and SMAs here. I still like having those. I think they're not necessarily needed, but like if I'm looking for a specific entry or exit, the EMAs and SMAs are very good. They're very useful. You're like, there's especially, Netflix. We'll go back to that real quick. And I know we broke down below it, but like, look, when you're trading we're on the weekly. When you're trading on top of the gap and you're like riding the 34 EMA, like not that this wasn't surprising. And then we gapped down after earnings, even though earnings was good. Okay, whatever. And we rode the 100. Like these are important lines that have meaning to them for sure. No matter what you want, call it astrology, whatever. Why else? Like, why did that do that? Right? Why did it ride that line for a week? Right? Like, or a week and a half? Because there actually is value to this. Even if you don't care about it, other people do. And so the stock is going to actually have reactions to them. And that's something important to think about. You listen when Showcase comes around. Yeah, Showcase is a fun one for sure. What else do we want to look? Okay, I didn't even go through like 3 of my trades yet today, and I can't stay on all night, so we need to get through this. Reddit, I bought and sold and rolled, and it was weird, but we ended up like we would have made more had we done nothing, but we were actually over 175 at one point, and that's why I rolled. But it was still a good result. Made $2,000 on it. That's fine. Lower the cost basis by another $3 basically with that. That's crazy. And then Pattern. Oh, we had Pattern leaps. Oh, yes, this was good. Pattern had a rough day today, but I mean, after the day that it had, I mean, it was pretty good. So we blew through here, and I sold my leaps when we broke the when we hit this, not when we broke through, when we hit this. So maybe I could have got another 50 cents on it or whatever. But we walked away with 50% profit on those leaps that were unfortunately bought like, I don't know, over here, maybe something like this. And they were 10 Cs. So they were pretty deep in the money. Yeah, I think I bought them somewhere around here. Again, I wish I had the line up here. So they were June expiration. I'll draw just for posterity. Yeah, I did 10C all the way down here. I bought them for like $3. Where is June 18th? There we go. And sold them for $6. So, or 610 or something like that. So yeah, they were like whatever it was 54% return. And this was great. I have 2,500 shares that I have not gotten rid of, and I also haven't covered yet for next week, which I could do because I thought maybe they could run. Oh shoot, I should have covered them actually. I just realized. Well, so the lockup ends on Monday. So there's probably going to be some inside selling on Monday. I'm not worried about it, but we'll probably have some. Well, let's do the arrow. We'll probably have something like this, and then eventually I think we break through this resistance here at 16 for the long term. But there'll probably be a short-term impact of insider selling. And I don't know if people are going to sell on day one, right? Like, I'm not sure everybody's running to sell them. Some people probably will. But we had some really big developments here. One of which was this silver flow, which this is the first, this is the indicator where you get, whoa, what did I just do there? Holy cow, I put the RSI up there. The neon stack. We don't want to do that. But silver flow is a whale flow indicator. So basically big institutions are starting to buy. And when you cross over, that means that like the institutions are essentially outpacing the retail buyer or the small buyer. Yeah, retail buyer. And we, for the first time, had this star. So that was awesome. That's why I didn't cover my shares yet. The next day we got the purple star here, which is fine. This is, again, we're going to have some tumultuous times ahead for the next month, I would guess. But I think long term, it's a great company. If you didn't look at earnings, they smashed. They beat EPS by 60%, which is insane, on their third earnings, which, by the way, they beat the last one too by 60%, and they'll beat the first one by 20%. So like this is clearly a growing, executing company. And I'm happy to own the shares here. I think it's great. So I'll keep holding on to them. But I also think that it's also so young that, like, yeah, it would have been great to sell at 20 when we hit 20 briefly, whatever. But, like, writing it out's also, this is more of it's fine to hold as an investment. It hasn't even been a year, right? They opened in September. So, like, we got a long way to go here. I think by somewhere around here, we are definitely long-term going up and to the right. That's the goal. So I plan to hold them for a long time. It's not a huge position anyway. Okay, what happened? I think the indicator is pretty useful. Web app. The web app is amazing. If you haven't been using that, you need to be using that. Does anyone have an idea of Reddit Anthropic case? What was that one? I don't actually remember that or recall seeing it. Is that in the news recently? It's all junk. Bull bear of the day. Who cares? I don't know what the Anthropic thing is. Maybe I'll take a look, though. Maybe I'll look into it. I got to clean up this drawing now that I have all of my gap lines. Like, oh, dude, look at this one. I don't even have to have this one anymore. The air pockets take care of it. Like, that's amazing. This is the buy zone, so we're not getting rid of that. Bottom of the gap. What is this? Oh, that gap popped right away. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave some of these. I can get rid of this one, though. This is the... Whoops! Oh, no. I deleted the indicator. I wanted to click on the line. Yeah, this is the next one for resistance. Yeah, I don't know on Reddit. Anthropic using Reddit to train the model without paying. Oh, yeah. Okay, that one I know. What are we doing with ON's earnings this week? Oh, we just talked about that. What's your cost basis, Hampton? Hampton Snap. Well, we'll go back to ONs. That's cool. I like ONs. Did I talk about that trade yet? Dude, I'm getting so off on tangents here. We talked Shop early on. Talked ASTS already, I think. Yeah. AmpX, I think we talked about. Yeah, at least a little bit. Microsoft. Oh, did you guys know I swing traded HIMZ today for $50? That was fun. I bought it when it was spiking up after Sir Jack posted it. And I put a limit sell like $1 above, and I didn't realize I bought so few shares. What's up with the air pockets? Oh, well, I am glad you asked. Well, ONS has no gaps, which is kind of funny. Is it still on? Yeah, it is. So here, if we look at like UNH, air pockets are gaps. And gaps are a place of resistance. You can see typically we often bounce off the bottom of the gap. Like, look at this. This is UNH. And we can just go through the story here of we approached the gap. We didn't even get that close, and we fell off. And then we finally broke through. Then we have this gap here that we made, and look what happened. We go up to it, bounce back, up to it, bounce back, all the way down. And eventually, there was a big day where we had a catalyst that broke the gap. Of course, it created new gaps on the way, which is worrisome. But very often these gaps act as points of resistance. Another one, here's one that I like, ELF. ELF has a big old gap here that we popped. We popped the air pocket, but just barely. And this gap down here, as an example, we got gaps all over the place with ELF. Look what happened. We dropped down, we came up, we touched the gap, popped it, the air pocket, and then retreated. And then touched it again, retreated. Touched it again, and retreated really far. And I just bought leaps down here, by the way. Not financial advice, just telling you what I did. Because I do think that we're going to once again now test this gap, if not going all the way back up to this one over here. And realistically, we can continue these across very far. So gaps are important because the market remembers that, and it also wants to fill them, especially on the way down. When a stock is dropping, we tend to want to fill the gaps down, and it can be hard to fill the gaps up. But like, look here, right? We had these gaps, and eventually we filled them all the way back up, from 136 to 48 to 130 and change, 150. Like this is what stocks do. They move. So when you see these gaps form, they could be an opportunity. Now, typically, I don't recommend buying in right when a gap starts. Give it some time to breathe because you're going to find a bottom. And we don't know where the bottom is going to be. But we do know that bottom will be a future point of support, which had been over here for a little bit until we broke down even further. And then we bottomed here. And if you look, the second bottom, and this is where you're going to start being like, yeah, but how'd you know? How'd you know this bottom versus that bottom? I didn't. I was just like, hey, this is a new bottom. I didn't do anything here, but I just watched. And when it bounced back down to that same exact bottom, which, like, look how close these are. Look, we touched the same point. This is where I bought leaps for 60C. And, they're a year out. So, well, January, so not a year. But plenty of time to see what happens here. I should draw that out, actually, while I'm talking about it. I think I bought it here. And this is January 15th is what we want. There we go. 60C. This is, well, I should type leap. So that's kind of how I use gaps. Now, because this gap is here, this could be my leap exit point, 77, maybe. Or maybe I want to go all the way to this $95, bottom of the gap right here. Like, that could be an exit point because that's likely a point of strong resistance. That's what I'm doing. Oh, who showed up? Bob. Oh, it's Green Cheese. Good to see you, dude. Welcome. You're not late. You're fashionably on time. And Parzival, too. Another one. We were about to talk about ONS, actually. I was just going off on a new Elf Beauty tangent. Yeah, so Air Pockets is a brand new... I'm not sure it's actually released yet. We made it today. It's the first one that I could take credit for. Bob made like all 11 of the others. And I didn't actually make it. Bob still made it. But this was my brainchild of gaps. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lucky 13 indicators. That's crazy. I will be honest. I don't use all of them all of the time. I like to turn off uranium band just because it can get kind of distracting at times. But I'll turn it on occasion. I think almost everything else, though, is on all the time. And very, very useful. Well, I thank you all the time. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. Let's talk ONS one last time. We got earnings next week. Earnings is on Thursday. So we got plenty of time. And it's before. So really we have till Wednesday to make a decision on what we want to cover, if we cover it all. Or maybe you buy, what is Ondel doing? Ondel is at, it costs more to buy Ondel than it does ONS. I always find that funny. By share, it doesn't actually matter. We care about percents around here. But anyway, back to ONS. Is there a back button if I hit? No. I have a button on my mouse that hits back on like the web browser. I was wondering if that worked here. That would have been cool. I could probably like make something that does that. All right, so ONS, I just got assigned more shares at 9.5. I have 2,000, and I haven't drawn it on here yet. Yesterday or today I sold 8.5 P's, or no, yesterday. That expire on Friday. And this is one part of the earnings play. So I suppose it's a bit of a straddle or spread of sorts. And then we have a bunch of shares, 2,400 shares that we can cover from here. With the cost basis of, I got some at 9.5, but really these were sold for 25 cents or something. So really they were cost basis like 9.25, whatever. And then my other shares, the adjusted cost basis is $4. So we're good. We're good to cover wherever we want here. But looking at the option chain, which we took a brief look at earlier, we've got for May 15th, are we on May 15th? We are. 7 DTE, currently 950, you can get 4% return. Not bad. Not bad. 36 would be on 9, so 37, 38. Yeah, you could probably get pretty close to 4% return. I'm more likely thinking about 10, which is a 2.5% return. But I don't know if I'm going to cover all my shares in this case. 10 is a little low for ONS. We've been, whoop, that's not what I wanted. We've been dabbling in a range of, so I guess let's just, is there anything else we want to look at here? If we go out to like 11, it drops pretty dramatically to 10 cents. So here, this is your 1% return. And then you're not getting anything for 12. You got to keep in mind, 12 is a 25% move, right? Whatever that is, 12 divided by 9.5, 26% move. So that makes sense. Like, this is highly unlikely. It's only a few bucks away, but as an order of magnitude, it's a pretty big difference. So it's just not going to pay much. That's fine. But you know, depending on what you got in at, I think anything up to 11 is probably worthwhile from a percent standpoint. But if you're super bullish on it, I might just not cover it. You know, you could just do nothing, or you could play the other side. You could CSP, which that's why I've got the 8.5 C's, which I sold for 40 cents. You can see it's already in the money by like 30% for me. For not in the money, in profit. That I could realize 30% of the profit right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it. This will potentially double my position size, which is fine. I'd be fine with that. I think ONS has a long runway, long term. And again, like look at this. We've been swinging from 7.75 to almost 12 on a pretty routine basis here. So there will be an exit opportunity, but I don't really care to exit ONS. It is a fantastic stock to wheel. It's like multiple percent every single week. And we're sitting on the 200 SMA here on the daily. So there's a huge amount of support here. That was why I sold the 8.5. By the time the week ends, the 200 SMA is going to cross over, right? If we just continue the trend here, like that will happen, right? So this seemed like this is a great example of using TA to pick a position, an entry point, or a strike price in particular. And it just so happened that we were experiencing a big drop. And you could do the same here. You could look at this and say like, hey, maybe the 100 SMA is going to be strong resistance. Well, you know what? Well, what does 1050 pay? Maybe we don't do 11. Maybe we do 1050. The thing is, earnings is such a violent thing that this could blow through the SMAs in either direction without it being a major source of resistance because you almost ignore technicals during earnings, right? As we saw with Rocket Lab. That's just like, yeah, whatever. We're flying. We're a rocket. This is what we do. We go up in the sky. But I think ONS is notorious for giving a lot of guidance out. Where'd it go? There it is. Leading up to their earnings. So I'm not sure, like that's what they did here, which was kind of comical. I'm not sure there's a whole lot we need to expect move-wise here. I don't think it'll be as violent. 12 is perfect. All right, cool, man. Yeah, go for it. I think 12 is perfect. It's like, yeah, that could be good. Yeah, Hampton, I agree with you. You don't have to cover it. And yeah, let's look. I haven't actually looked at the chart itself in that whole yap. There's kind of like a wedge thing going on here. Sort of, right? Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some wedging going on. Doesn't feel like a clean wedge. This is where like it feels like I'm making it fit. And yeah, I don't know about that. This doesn't feel right. So I don't see anything particularly shape-wise here, like noteworthy. It's not really. There's no head and shoulders here. There could be an argument that it's like a double bottom type deal. I don't really think so. Triple bottom, maybe no head and shoulders. It's just kind of consolidating, right? I think it's just going to pick a direction. You know, it may be heavily influenced by what's going on with Iran. Peace talks probably not bullish for ONS long term, but I don't know. I think we also might just be in a channel right now. You know, the channel could be something like this and something like this. We could be trading in this channel for a while. It's hard to say. But regardless, I think it's a good stock. I think, you know, they've grown themselves effectively. Their market cap's still not too wild at $4 billion. They do actually have revenue and stuff, so that's kind of nice. They're acquiring a ton of businesses. That's where a lot of their costs come into effect, and they're diluting a lot, but their dilutions almost always make themselves back up immediately, which is kind of interesting. There's definitely a lot of retail interest here, and we've had a lot of whale flow over the couple of years that they've been flying up, or the last year. Now, I think earnings will be maybe anticlimactic for ONS, is my guess. But I'd be surprised if we drop below this mark of $8, really. Could be wrong. Who knows? We could look up the implied move here, too, real quick. Let's take a look at the... Whoops, that's not what I want. The web app. And let's bring up ONS. We'll get some AI insights here as we look at the IV. IV is elevated because it's earnings, of course. And the upside is, yeah, okay, 1039 to 775. So, it's interesting that we just called that out, right? What is this line? 779? That's pretty close. I just randomly drew it. I think we can call that 775 between friends, right? And guess what 1050 is? The 100 SMA. That's kind of interesting, don't you think? Don't you think that the implied move is stuck between the 100 SMA and this made-up line, which is really just a resistance line that we've hit, or support line that we've hit a couple of times now. So, again, TA kind of coming to the rescue here of exactly what we're seeing. 1039, is that, let's go back real quick. It's 1030, 1032 is the 100 SMA. I don't know. Seems legit, wouldn't you think? All right, so what did the AI say here? Given the extreme 52-week range from 73 cents to 15.28, my goodness. Gosh, I hope some people took profit at $15, don't you? I mean, that is a many multi-bagger. Let's do the math. If you sold at the actual peak and trough here, bought at the trough, 15.28 divided by 73 cents is a 20x return. I got in originally at 185, and yeah, I mean, I wheeled the heck out of it. So I didn't get that full benefit. That would have had this is one of those where if you just held it, yeah, you would have made more money than anyone and what anyone did. Although I suppose Leaps would have done the best on that case. But multiple high volatility catalysts, defense mergers, share registrations, which is dilutions, I think. Speculative sentiment, IV is going to be elevated relative to historical norms. You don't say, AI. So premium selling theoretically attractive, but genuine tail risk. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, anyway, this if we're all planning on holding it, that doesn't matter too much. It's just that is the risk that you're taking on. Speculative. It's not microcap anymore. It was a microcap. Deeply negative fundamentals revenue minus 54% year over year. Yeah, but the thing is so this is where it's like they have a contract awards. And some of this stuff is like, this has to, you get the contract before you get the revenue, obviously. And that's what we're ultimately paying for or being investing in is that future growth. Oh, by the way, Vanguard just, I read, somebody posted in the Discord that they just added 3 million shares. I think Daily Sight mentioned that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, pretty wild. So let's look at the key points. Oh, did it say here? Mistral defense merger added some backlog. Yep. Bearish for MACD and RSI. That's honestly fine. Bollinger upper band resistance, multiple share resale registration. There's so much stuff. Also, they just had the letter. Did you read the letter of, hey, we're going to continue diluting you. Sorry. It was kind of funny. Inverted head and shoulders. I don't know. Maybe I see what you were saying here, but like, not really, honestly. Because like a head and shoulders would be, are you saying here? Like this? We don't have a clear head. Like the head should go here. So like this is like Herman Munster head and shoulders. I don't know if I see it. I know what you're saying, and I honestly I thought about it briefly as well, but I don't think it is. If anything, okay, honestly, if there's a head and shoulders, this is it, right? See what I'm looking at? One, and then what is it? Alt T. I have my line. Yeah, like maybe something like this. Maybe head and shoulders does not have to be in a flat plane, by the way. It's certainly more aesthetic when it is, but I don't know. I don't think it is. Again, I think these are all a stretch. Doesn't it suggest a sweet spot? Yeah. We can get to that too. Sorry about that. I was getting thrown off. Anyway, yeah. So you can read all this. If we go to trade ideas. Oh, and have you seen this? There's coach analysis charts now. These are mostly Bob Dog. I haven't entered a whole lot or any, but he puts these in here, which is awesome. So if we use trade ideas and we want to CC 0 to 14, and we'll do balance. That's fine. And we can generate. Yes, this is not financial advice. And you all agree. You signed the waiver. This is not financial advice, okay? This is going to take a second. So let's give it a second. Covering weekly at the money makes sense. Roll it a month. Yeah, you know what? I think covering weekly has worked very well for me for a lot of things. And if you're following it, if you're covering weekly, you're typically looking at things anyway, I would assume. Which is good because I think you need to follow it a little bit to be able to effectively roll. But if you're watching it, you can roll very effectively for net credits that are usually pretty good. Like I just did an ASTS one where I rolled it for $1 net credit, and the original was 90 cents, and then I bought it back for $1. So I ultimately got the original. I'm probably confusing you, but I got the original option back. I sold it for full price. That only happened because I rolled it as the price was spiking, and all of this was done in less time than the original option having expired. So like you can definitely play those games if you're paying attention to it, and you can set limits and stuff, right? But I actually came out slightly negative on that trade because of fees. That's the only thing to think about. Bias ticker highly bearish. Oh gosh, terrifying. All right, so if you haven't seen this is our web app, and I mean it's pretty legit. If I do say so myself. Salty, are you on tonight? It's pretty good. Hey, Remy Martin Sextures on? Oh, that's Hampton Snap? Oh. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. It was good seeing you. Definitely check out the indicators. Okay, so this the web app gives you targets, right? And you got these are 6 DTE is there you go. 143% APY. You can expand these and it gives you all the detail of what you're looking at. Return on risk 2.59%, annualized 157, not bad. Account size, like I haven't actually messed with a lot of this stuff. No, I want to do all this. I'm crazy. No, heck that. Let's do 25. Yeah. Big percent. What is POP? I don't actually know what this is. POP. There's a button, but I can't click it. What is the info button? I feel like it popped up for a second, didn't it? Anyway, what is the recommendation here? So let me collapse this. So medium risk would be either 10 or 1050. Low risk. I think this, and this is cautious, it says, right? I think who is looking at 12? I think it's fine. You got to go with what you're most comfortable with. This is just giving you the math, right? Is really how you got to look at this. But I think I might do 1050, honestly. I like 1050 personally because of how it aligns with the 100 SMA. I clicked the wrong button. Right, like this is going to be resistance if we have earnings and then we like slowly throughout the day climb. I think we bounce off of this. If we gap up, it doesn't matter and it's just gone, and that's fine. Because if it gaps up, well, then we just CSP back in because that's what we do with ONS. But yeah, I think that's a very good plan for ONS. All right. Well, anything else that you guys want to look at? I think I hit all my positions already. We've been going for 2 hours. Again, how does this happen? How do we end up going for so long every time? How do you guys stand listening to me talk for 2 hours? I can't stand listening to me talk. My wife definitely can't. DRAM. Oh, what do you want to look at on DRAM? We looked at DRAM earlier. Can I check out CDE? Yeah, we can look at CDE. DRAM is just the upline, dude. What do you want me to do? Okay, I got you covered. Boom, there we go. That's DRAM. Not bad. We looked at the holdings earlier. I mean, it's cool. I might actually, if there's a pullback, I might consider buying some. I don't like buying stuff on runs like this, though. It's insane. CDE. Is that like cumulative Trump? No, that's CTE. What is this? Core Mining. Is this French? Core. Engages in well-diversified growing precious metals producer with a focus on generating bullshit word. Come on. What are we talking about here? High quality cash flow. What? What type of garbage GPT is this? This is what was the other one we read last week that was like the most puke-worthy blurb of about us that I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember. It was so bad. Hey, YTP. Hey, YTP. We have quick. We have, if you like our indicators and want some for free, we have them Go to the description. Also hit the like button because I keep telling people to do that now. We're giving them away. So you can have, I think, 3 of them for free. So all you got to do is come and share your email for our cool new newsletter, which Bob Lazar in chat is the author of. Everybody give him a round of applause for, if you haven't seen it, it's really good. I was very proud of it. He's done a great job on that. So shout out to him on the good work there. But yeah, you'll get some indicators for free if you like these. Check it out. Definitely worth it. What are we looking at here? A cup. Well, there is a cup here, actually. It's not a straight cup, which apparently they don't have to be. Well, that's not good. I didn't think it was going to do that. I thought it was going to go straight down over here. All right, well, we'll draw it this way. We'll do here to here, and then you just... I can't do it. It doesn't do what I wanted it to do. Whatever. Something like this, right? Whatever. There was a cup and handle here, though, for sure, yeah. Something like this originally. No handle, broke out, handled, broke out again, and unfortunately double topped. Boom. And bounced way back off, all the way down to the 200 SMA, man. Okay, I never finished reading this. What is this doing? So, Palmarejo, Rochester, Kensington, Wharf, and Silvertip. They just really want to say Palmarejo. Gold Silver Complex. Oh, yeah. Like, I love complexes. I have a complex. North of Juneau. Ooh, Alaska. Blah, 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 blah. Headquartered in Chicago. What did you want me to look at this? We're writing the 200 SMA. I would actually say, what's the weekly look like? 50 SMA. Okay. Support. I don't know, dude. This is it's had a run, and now it's like topping out. I wouldn't touch it here. Sorry. I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear, but yeah, there's some back testing potential on the monthly too. Oh, are you talking about the giant cup? There could be a giant cup here. It's a weird looking cup. Dude, what is this chart? What am I looking at? This thing used to be worth 330 and is now 18 bucks. Yikes. Oh, man. What newsletter did you get this from the Motley Fool? You needed to hear it. Look, it could go to $1 million, okay? I don't know. Clearly, there was some shell company stuff going on here. So, like, apparently the only thing that matters is looking at them from about June of 18. From June of 18, on a monthly perspective, they've had a good run, but they've also topped out and they're retracing on the monthly. And this screams to me that, like, hey, we're going to retest down to here before, I don't know, maybe pulling a rabbit out of that and bouncing back, right? I don't know enough about what the company does. Now, maybe they've been benefiting from gold. It probably follows the gold chart based on what they say they do. And if we look at the daily, we'll probably see some of that, right? Or maybe the weekly is a little bit better suited for that. So like this, look at this, look at gold. There's some up correlation, not really good, honestly, but silver actually. They said they do silver too. Actually, it looks closer to silver with their bounce around. So again, this is like a proxy for precious metals. You could do the same with NEM. That's another one that I like to follow. It's a showcase one, and it follows precious metals as well, right? So if I were to mess with any of these, I'd probably go with the established and stick with NEM versus something I haven't heard of, which is CVE. Not to say they're not a real company. They apparently appear to be that they are. Market cap's almost 20 billion. That's pretty legit. Although down here it would have been 1/10 of that, so 2 billion. I don't know, man. Alec is back? Dude, yeah, of course, I'm always going. You're going to send me a deck update? I don't know if they do either. Well, I'm actually going to wrap up here in a couple of minutes, so you're good. I was talking about you before, Alec. I don't remember what it was. What did I say? Does anybody remember? Yeah, I'd get out. If you want, look, if you want precious metal exposure, look at NEM. Um, look at NEM. I think NEM's a good one. They just have a ton of cash, and they're kind of like an ETF of precious metals. They're not just gold, so it's worth not really an ETF, but you get the idea, right? They're kind of diversified, and uh, I've got a bunch of words running through my head. I wanted to say conglomerate. I don't think that's the word. I was going to say amalgamate. I'm not sure that's a word at all. Amalgamation. Yeah, you get the idea. It's a combination. About how you were the better Alec. Do I know anything about AAOI? Well, we talked about it today in the Discord, which you wouldn't know. And it was a wild ride, dude, today. Holy cow. They gapped down, I thought, overnight, didn't they? What was it? Was it on the 2 hour? Let's look at the 2 hour real quick. Yeah, they did have a gap, but it was not. Oh, it wasn't actually as severe as I thought. It was actually a gap up, and then we closed the gap, which is kind of interesting. AAOI is it's the phototronics, right? Whatever they call it, optoelectronics, whatever. But it's the photo light path company, basically. Look, I think we have a similar thing happening across that sector too, which is some pullback, right? Lightpath was a popular one. Who are the other ones? There's a few others. I think there's a lot of risk in getting into any of these now. That's kind of my take. And we're seeing that risk here. I mean, look, we ran from, I don't know, 6 months ago. We're up 1,000%. I mean, could it keep running? Yeah, of course. Could be. It could pull an NBIS on us or a monster. I don't know, but it's out of control. What's going on, Juicasick? Do I follow LWLG? No. I'll take a look in a sec though. They were at -20 aftermarket and then +20. Yeah. They're out of control, dude. I think have some patience on them. I think Lightpath is probably a good one. My guess is we test the 200 here, and it's going to line up with these two bottoms, and we triple bottom, and then we take off. That's my guess. And you know what? I might get back in here. I was in here at 10. I sold at like 14 or something. But I might get back in if we drop down to 9. That seems legit. That seems like a good potential here. They've got a lot of support, a lot of hype. You can see that they've had like some whale flow and stuff. So volume has been pretty wild around these parts. Yeah, could be a good one. All right, LWLG, Light Wave. Oh, is this another phototronics whatever? Commercialization of electro-optic photonic devices. Yeah. Okay, so this is another one. Who does the LiDAR? We just saw one on LiDAR. Oh, it was Lightpath. I don't know anything about him. Actually, this is the first I've heard about him. But that's another wild run, and this is, while it could keep going, this is where I'm like, no, personal rule. Let's look at the wow, they cupped. Okay, that's interesting. That is kind of interesting. I wouldn't touch them here either still. But like that's a pretty wild cup on the monthly. That's a monthly cup. And yeah, something like this. Draw that out real quick. I mean, it's not like the cleanest cup, obviously. It's kind of like ugly. But it could still do it. The thing is, it's going to be a long-ass handle if it is. Likely a year. I mean, this is June of 2027 to make this work. So, yeah, if I were in it, I'd get out of it. And if I were out of it, I wouldn't get in it. That's my take on it. See you, Foregunner. Thanks for stopping by, man. What are these lower pain indicators? I'm glad you asked. If you're interested in the indicators, we're giving some of these away for free. Normally, you have to be a Theta Daddy subscriber, but check out the description if you want to get some. But I'll explain. What am I looking at? Let's go to a different chart. I'm going to stop looking at that one. How about iron? Sure. Okay. So we've got a few here. We've got, gold regime is the blue stars, the purple stars. So basically, it tells you when you might consider buying or selling. Very effective on the the higher time frames, if you bought on the blue star here, you would have made a ton, and if you sold on the purple, you still would have made a ton. And you would have avoided all this downturn, then you would have made a bunch again, right? So that's our gold regime. We've got the carbon structure here, which is kind of like I use the word again, amalgamation of a couple of different hull indicators that are composited together to give you that. Down here, we've got our, we'll start at the bottom. We've got the silver flow, which is this bottom one here. This is an equivalent of like whale flow and worth checking out for sure. Anytime you see that whale flow blue star where you're having more large institutional buying compared to the percentage of retail buying, obviously bullish, right? We've got the neon stack is basically the triple RSI reskinned. So full disclosure, some of this stuff is not like unique to us, but it we went with a coherent scheme of everything that we use to keep it simple for our members. But this you could do this with just triple RSI if you want. And this is, just, if you know RSI, then you know what that is. And then Iron Momentum is like a MACD crossover type of deal. That is, again, slightly reskinned. And I just have my volume under it. You could put your volume up here. Whoops. What? I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry. You could put your volume up here. I find it to be very distracting. So I like putting it below in this chart, and it forces it to be a little bit smaller. And because it's a relative to each other bar size anyway, I don't think you lose anything by doing that. And then you've got full real estate up here for what actually matters, which is the chart. And then the other thing that we just added recently are the air pockets. This is not actually in the final release quite yet, but if you're interested in gaps and seeing how they affect things, you can look and see like, hey, I have other drawings on that. We'll look at UNH. You'll see like, hey, where a gap is formed, where the gap closes, where you pop the air pocket. Basically, that's the kind of the idea behind it. And you can use these as a form of support and resistance. So very good, honestly, for technical charting. You'll see that often things like, the bottom of a gap can be a point of resistance that you continue to bounce off of until you can close the gap. So very useful in picking strikes and positions in general. Hopefully that was a good explanation. You had a 7,300% gain in LWLG Koppen and QQQQM. Awesome, dude. Congrats. Hopefully you locked some of that in. Don't forget to take those profits. Actually insane if you don't. See you great. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Also, our newsletter, if you haven't, great writes them. They are great. They're amazing. Check them out. There'll be a new one coming out Sunday. Great time to sign up if you're not already in it. Took 85%. Good call. Good call. I like it. What's the accuracy percent of the indicators? So we were talking about this a little bit earlier. The gold regime is insanely accurate, and you can backtest it yourself. Like truly, So I'm not suggesting this, not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm planning on doing. We're looking at automating a trading bot for my personal account, nobody else, and just putting it on the weekly on SPY on gold regime. I think it's damn near 100% win rate of like, you may miss out on a little bit of gains, but like look in the middle of this chart. So like right here, if you sold at the purple, you'd be very happy, and then if you bought at the blue star, you didn't really miss much. In fact, you basically picked up where you left off. And you never would have sweat all this. You would have felt great. In fact, because of this, just because you don't have to buy the blue star, I mean, you might say like, hey, like this is well below where I sold, I would buy. I mean, that's what I would do. But like, it's pretty insane how good these stars are. The purples to get out are typically pretty effective. I mean, for other ones like RSI and MACD, those are standard, right? So like everybody can see that they're reskinned, like I said, so you can look at those. The whale flow is huge. This is legit. Anytime you see this go up, typically the stock's going up. And if you look right here, like check that out. That dip, who is buying on the dip? Retail, which is cool. Actually, that's actually awesome. And as soon as institutions start buying again, what happens? Oh yeah. And when institutions peel off, what happens? It's just drops back down, right? So these are very well combined. I think they're very good. Well, they're curated. So there's a million indicators out there, right? If you just go to all the technicals out there, you can scroll for a half hour of all the different indicators that exist. And at the end of the day, we have found the most success in these in guiding good investments, good entry points, good exit points. I don't have like for a combination of all of them together. I don't know how you would even come up with like a success rate, but simply off the gold regime, which is a Data Daddy specific, it's very solid. I'll say that. There's a newsletter, dude. All right, come on, man. You don't know that? Yeah, there should be. If you're not signed up, if you're not signed up, you should be. If you're a member, so you should already have it. But if you're not, check out the description and go click the button. You should be added to it from there. I'll double check that though after the stream. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for watching tonight. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. We talked a lot about making money, and I think a lot of people made a lot of money today and this week, for that matter. Apparently, Juice Sicko made a crap ton. Congrats to you. Good. That's awesome. We'd love to see it. And the goal is to keep making money next week. So if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I think a lot of you did already. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. If you want the indicators, sign up for the newsletter. You get a few of them. And if you like us, check us out. Not much to lose here. Pretty low cost of entry to learn how to sell options. We're primarily an option selling community. We'd love to teach you. It's very simple, honestly. You don't have to stay once you learn. But the community is awesome, and it's a really good place to really bounce ideas off of each other and see what other people are doing. Sanity checks. Avoid FOMO, but also both directions, right? You don't want to panic buy. You don't want to panic sell. So it's a good place. I'm usually doing Friday nights right now. I am thinking about adding some mornings here coming up. Believe it or not. I don't know why you wouldn't believe that. So maybe we'll start doing some market prep here, like, I don't know, 8:30 a.m. type stuff. So you can look out for that. But if you're not sure, just hit the subscribe button. You'll start seeing it. And again, the newsletter, we'll announce that in the newsletter. So sign up if you want to hear more about it. So that's all I got for you tonight. Alec, thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you get them. I gave a shout out to Great earlier for having written the last one. That's a new one for us. And should be another good one on Sunday. So look forward to that. Thanks for jumping in. You have a safe and great weekend. Enjoy not staring at charts in the market for a couple of days. And we'll get back into it again on Monday.